Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachel and this is Stitched Up. How are we all doing? I'm back this week for another Friday sews. I know, twice in a week. What is wrong with me? Anyway, yes, had a really good week. I hope you have too. I have made 2 things this week. I know, what is wrong with me? Have I turned over a new leaf? Only time will tell. But yes, you may remember in last week's Friday Sews, I mentioned that I was making the Anza Jumpsuit by Itch to Stitch. Here she is. She's complete. And oh boy, I love this jumpsuit. It's incredible. It really is. I am so happy with how this has come out. I can't tell you. I really can't. So I thought I would chat through my make. I've got some pictures as well. I am completely prepared this week. But yes, you may remember me saying that I wanted a pattern for a jumpsuit that had that utilitarian vibe to it, but wasn't overly structured. I still wanted it quite loose and drapey and flowy. So I had a little look on the fold line and I came across this pattern, which is actually from 2017. So it is a fairly old pattern now. But yeah, I've not seen anybody make it really. When you look at the hashtag on Instagram, there aren't that many on there. But this pattern comes as a dress option and a jumpsuit. But I was just interested in the jumpsuit. So I bought the pattern, cut it out last week and started sewing it up. So what we've got, I'll show you my jumpsuit first. I mean, the fabric that I used, I'll just talk to you about that first, is this beautiful khaki Cupro Tencel Twill, something like that. I think it's a Tencel actually, that I got from Rainbow Fabrics. And I needed about 3 meters for this pattern. So what you've got is like this lovely V-neck with a button up front, patch pockets on the front with buttons as well. You've got an elasticated waist. We will come to the waist a bit later. Short sleeves with a cuff. And you have these lovely scooped inset pockets and then a little elasticated cuff at the bottom hem around the ankle. The back is plain. It has a facing inside and I've added this gorgeous little label, as you can see. And yeah, I absolutely love it. So sizing wise, this pattern comes in various cup sizes and I measured up as the B cup. So I went with the size 10 B cup bodice. The C cup and above has a darted bodice, but the B cup and below doesn't. So I didn't need to put darts in this. And I graded down to a 6 at the waist, which in hindsight was probably not the best idea, but we'll come to that. And then I went with the 16 legs because my hips put me in that size. And sizing wise, it worked really well. The only other alteration I made to this pattern was to lengthen the bodice by 1 inch because that's a standard measurement for me. And it worked really well. I made no amendments to the crotch depth. And oh no, I did add some onto the leg length as well. I think I added 1.5 inches to 2 inches on the leg length. And yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. I managed to get this just out of 3 meters of fabric. The thing I love about this pattern is that the pockets here, and I was a little bit nervous about this because of the drapiness of this fabric, to try and get these pockets looking really good was a bit of a challenge, I'll admit. I really probably should have used some stay starch just to stabilize the fabric a bit better, because obviously with it being a solid color, it shows up everything. So you really can't make mistakes with this. But anyway, the pockets are fully lined. So you line the pocket flaps and all inside is lined as well. I think I showed that on Friday Sews last week because I'd just got the front bit constructed. These lovely buttons I picked up from Boys and they do have a little bit of sparkle in them. I don't know if that will come up on screen, but they are quite cute. I really like them. I think they were 70p each, something like that. Now, I do think that the pockets are just set a little too far apart, and you'll probably see from the photographs that I'll insert that I just feel for me, I think they need to be closer to the centre front. So I think next time, because I will definitely make this again, I love it so much. The fit is just beautiful. But for me, I would prefer the pockets just being a little more closer together. So I think that's probably the only thing I would change. And the other thing I had an issue with was this waistline. So basically what you do is you create a casing, you insert elastic, which went in fine. But before you do that, you create a couple of buttonholes for what's the word? A tie, that's the word. Yeah, you create a casing with elastic, buttonholes, and then you put a tie through. You create a tie and put a tie through, or drawstring cord. Now, I don't like this finish, if I'm honest. I would have preferred eyelets, and with hindsight, I wish I'd done eyelets. And the other problem I've got with it as well is that I can't fit the tie through the buttonholes. They're just too small. I think it doesn't tell you in the pattern how big to make your buttonholes. And then the tie, I have tried as hard as I can to get this tie through this casing, and it just will not go. So I can't put the tie in and really cinch it in, which is a look I prefer. So I will wear it with a belt over that. Even though the elastic is fine, I just feel I need to be cinched in a little bit more. So I will wear it with a belt, and I like how that looks. So it's not a complete disaster. It has lots of top stitching, and yeah, you are supposed to top stitch down the legs, but I didn't do that. I just top stitched the pockets, and the cuffs on the sleeves are all top stitched as well. Hopefully you can see that. This fabric is beautiful on. It feels amazing, but I don't think it would be suitable for something really close fitted because it has no give in it at all. There's no stretch in it, but there is absolutely no give. You know, with lots of fabrics like viscose and viscose twill, there is give in the fabric. So it's, you know, you can get away with a little bit of fittedness to a degree because you've got that movement with you. And I was a little bit worried with a jumpsuit, especially when you're sitting down in a jumpsuit. We all know when you sit down in trousers, your skin splays out a little bit because that's what our bodies do, and it fills the fabric. And I was a little bit worried, are these going to be too tight when I'm sitting down? But thankfully they're not. They're absolutely perfect. I mentioned earlier about going down to a size 6 waist. That is what my measurements put me at. My waist is now in the 20s. I can't believe it. So yeah, I've been working so hard, exercising, etc. And yeah, my waist is now 29 inches, which is amazing. I wish my hips would come down, but we can't have everything. So anyway, where was I? Yes, waistband. So my waist measurement put me in the size 6 for this, which is what I did, and I used the elastic for that as well. But my hips are 45 inches, and that's a massive difference. It's like 16 inches difference. And I didn't take into account that when you've got a jumpsuit with no other fastening around the trousers apart from the elasticated waist, you have to actually pull them on over your hips, yeah, before you actually get them to your waist. So it is a bit of an effort. The elastic does stretch just enough to get them over said hips, but yeah, I really should have thought about that. And in future, when I make this again, I will go up a size because it just needs to go up a little bit easier than what it does. You know, none of us need difficulty when we're rushing to the bathroom, do we, in getting elasticated waists over ginormous hips. So anyway, that's that. But otherwise, it was a great make. I really enjoyed making it. It was a little bit more involved than some of the other things I've been making recently, but I really loved it. And I know lots of you in the comments have said how much you love itch to stitch patterns as well. I will be honest, there aren't many designs that really appeal to me. There's a couple of things I've made, like the Sibiu top. I love that, and I really love this now as well. And I've also made the free top that she does. I can't remember the name of it. It's a tank top. Why is it children always ring you when you're in the middle of filming? Anyway, that was my daughter just interrupting me. So I can't remember where I was, but yes, I love it. I absolutely love it. I will definitely make it again. And I will probably do a wider elastic in the waistband in my next one because I just prefer a deeper width elastic. That's my personal preference. And yeah, just go up a size in the waist just so I can get it over my hips a little bit easier. But yeah, really enjoyed it. Otherwise, the fit was spot on for me, which was just amazing. So that is the first make of the week, and then I have made something else that's also quite an involved make. So here is my next make, which again is probably going to be a little bit difficult for you to see all the details because it's dark fabric and the lighting's not brilliant, even though it's the middle of the afternoon. But these are the Protea Pants by Paradise Patterns, and I have been wanting to make another pair of trousers for, well, a long time, to be honest, but I have revisited it now. Now my shape is changing and I'm feeling more confident in wearing trousers, I guess. But, well, I would say confident in making trousers to fit me. So, yeah, I had a look at different trouser options that are out there, and I fancied making these because they've got this gorgeous pleat detail down the front center seam, and I've seen some beautiful versions of this over on Instagram. They've got that really big wide leg, but they're tailored trousers. They have a fly front, and they have, do they have back pockets? They don't have back pockets, no, but they've got a side seam pocket, and yeah, button up waistband with belt loops, and yeah, absolutely gorgeous. There are two versions for this pattern though. You do get two styles, so you can make a flat fronted version, or you can do the pleated version, which is the version I've done. And she does explain the tailoring technique to actually make the pleated front, which is really, really clever. So yeah, I wanted to have a go at this pattern to see how it worked for me. I love wide leg trousers. I suit wide leg trousers because I'm pear shaped and have a nipped in waist generally, and yeah, it's a great style on me and I feel really comfortable in wide leg trousers. So the fabric that I made these out of is actually, I'm going to use a swear word now amongst some people in the sewing community, this is a polyester fabric. Well, actually it's a polyviscose fabric, so I think it's about 65% polyester and 35% viscose. And I picked this up at my local Boys. Now I know lots of people don't mind using polyester. I have to feel it, that's the thing. I don't like buying polyester fabric online. There are some beautiful designs, don't get me wrong, but now my skills are, dare I say it, a bit more advanced than what I used to be. I'm much more confident at using nice fabrics, and whereas, you know, years ago I would tend to buy the cheaper polyester fabrics because I wasn't confident in my skills and I didn't want to waste a lot of money on fabric that turned into an unwearable garment, whereas now I feel a lot more confident with my sewing. So yeah, I tend to go for much more luxurious fabrics now, I guess, with the things that I really want to wear, and tend to just use the cheaper fabrics for toiles if I do a toile, which is not very often. But there are still lots of really, really nice fabrics that are made with polyester and man-made fibres. And I think some of these blends work really well for lots of the garments that we want to wear every day. But I have to feel them in the flesh to see what they feel like and feel if they're going to be something that I'm going to want to wear and wear against my skin. So I wanted to pick some fabric up to toile these, because trousers, really, if you've never made trousers before, they are quite easy to sew, but it's the fitting that's the issue, because obviously for us females, our lower half is quite curvy generally when we're adults, and it's actually, you know, there's lots of things to take into account. The difference between your waist and your hips, for a start, whether you have a sway back, whether your bottom sticks out or you've got a flat bum, your crotch depth, your crotch angle. There's, you know, big thighs, thin thighs. There's just so much to think about. Now, thankfully, with a wide leg trouser pattern, there is less to think about when it comes to fitting, but you still need to get the fit over the waist, hips, bottom area right, I guess, and obviously the crotch as well. So I wanted to toile these, and that's why I bought this fabric, but it's actually really nice fabric. When I feel this, it's got a really good weight to it. I'll bring it closer so you can have a look. It does have a twill weave, I think it's got a twill weave. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a really nice weight to it. There's no, it's not shiny. it doesn't feel like, I don't know, if I looked at this online and it gave me the composition of this fabric, I would liken it to, in my head, I'd be likening it to what you class as school trouser fabric, if that makes sense. It's really not like that. This feels like a wool. It feels like a wool trouser to me. But it's beautiful. It is so nice. It was £8.50 a metre, and I bought 3 metres to make these trousers, and I only just had enough to make them, mainly because I needed to lengthen the legs. Now, the thing about this pattern itself is that she does have 3 leg length options for short, regular and tall. So I did go with the tall version because I'm 5'10", but I did still add on another couple of inches, and I'm really glad I did, because one thing I've learned from making trousers is that they need a really deep hem to give the weight that you want at the ankle, so it holds the shape as you move, if that makes sense. I have made trousers in the past where I've not had quite enough fabric and I've had to do a really narrow hem at the bottom, and it never looks right. So these have got a really deep hem on them. I mean, that's probably a good 3 to 4 inches there, which is brilliant. The instructions are great. Pockets are quite ingenious. As I say, they are side seam pockets, and she does get you to stabilize the edges, etc. And they are inset pockets as well. So they're not just stitched right into the side seams. You do a little indentation, so it sits slightly proud at the front leg. The fly. Now, I have made a few fly fronted trousers in the past. I've done the Megan Nielsen Dawn jeans that has a fly front. The instructions for that are brilliant. I've also done the ones by In the Fold, the wide leg pants. They're another favourite pattern of mine. And they're both 2 different ways of doing the fly front, but they're both really easy to follow and work really well. I would say the instructions to construct the fly for this pattern, whilst I followed them, I didn't find it an easy construction method at all. And I would not use that construction method again, I'll be honest. I would use the one from Megan Nielsen or in the Folds 100% rather than the version for this. It did work, but if you have never attempted a fly before and you try this version, I'll be honest, it's going to put you off. Or it would put me off. It would have put me off. I would have never wanted to touch them again, to be honest. So yeah, I wasn't impressed with the instructions for constructing the fly, but it's worked. It's fine. My only regret is that I didn't top stitch it, and I should have done, really, because I'm a little bit annoyed that I've not top stitched it, but I might do that again. As I say, I wanted this to be a wearable toile, but it is very, very wearable. I love these pants. Sizing wise, I went with, now then, can I remember what I went with? I went with a size 8 waist and graded to a 16 hip, and yeah, it worked absolutely perfect. The fit is exactly what I wanted. I have quite large thighs, I'll be honest, and I'm always worried that I've got enough room in the thigh area, even with wide leg pants. So I always want to go that bit bigger on the leg so that I've got plenty of swish room, if that makes sense. But yeah, I absolutely love these trousers. They feel so good on, and yeah, the instructions were great. I love the instructions because they are line drawing instructions rather than photos. I always find them much easier to read because I am very much a visual learner and tend to scan the instructions. Yeah, and that reminds me, actually, while I'm just thinking now, I think last week I talked about the poga nip, didn't I? And I mentioned about the fact that the pockets were dipping below the waistband. Loads of you got in contact with me and said, that's the reason it's lined. And somebody else said that it does say in the instructions that you do attach it to the bottom hem before you line it. So thank you for pointing that out. And that's me all over it. I don't completely read instructions. I tend to scan them and then do my own thing. But yeah, unless I'm doing a proper pattern review or whatever, then I will make sure I read everything carefully. But yeah, thank you for pointing that out to me. So getting back to the Protea pants, yeah, I love them. I really, really love them. And I love this fabric too. As I say, I know it's a polyester, but it doesn't feel like I expect polyester to feel. It feels very natural. I think that's probably because of the high viscose content in it as well. And they were perfect for this. This colour is just plain black. I just wanted a new pair of black trousers. The ones I made years ago, which were the wide leg pants in the folds, and they are on their last legs now, I'll be honest. But these have now replaced them in my wardrobe, and I absolutely love them. So I have got a few new fabrics to show you as well this week. And I know that I said last week I was going to be putting up some Destash fabrics, but I spent the entire weekend finishing my Anza jumpsuit and also sewing up these, and both of them, as I say, were quite involved makes. So I just didn't get round to putting the fabrics up for my Destash. So I am really behind on that, and I bought more fabrics to make up for it, which, yeah, is a bit ridiculous, isn't it, really? But anyway, I'll show you what I have bought and what's come this week. I'm going to insert some pictures as well of me wearing these, so you can see what they look like when they've been worn as well, because I have got a fabric that I want to make a really nice pair of these out of to show you. So just give me 2 secs. Right then, so a few of you might have heard of Legend Textiles, because I know Cara has bought quite a few fabrics from them. Sam, who is Sequin Girly Creates, she has had a few from them as well. And I had a little look at their website, and there's a lot of fabrics on there that I probably wouldn't want to buy, but oh my word, they are so reasonably priced. I honestly don't know how he manages to sell fabric so inexpensive. Anyway, he did have, I was looking at trouser fabrics to make another pair of these, and I noticed that he'd got some cashmere wool suiting fabric for £5 a metre. And I thought, this can't be right. I mean, how can anybody sell that stuff for that reasonable? I just can't get my head around it. Anyway, unfortunately, I think lots of other people probably thought the same, because most of it was sold out, but because he had it in a few different colourways. But he did have some left in this beautiful blue colour. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to buy some and see what it's like. And oh my word, it is amazing. It really is. So this is it here. It's in this beautiful sort of steely blue colour. I mean, the feel of this is just unbelievable. And yeah, along the selvage, if I can show you, it's made in England, which is awesome. And yeah, there we go, look. Super fine wool and cashmere suiting England. So I bought 3 meters of this, which cost me £15, which is just incredible. And it is going to be another pair of these. I think, you know, a pair of tailored trousers in these will just be incredible. But I am not using the same construction method for the fly, because it can hide it in this fabric, but it's not going to be hidden in this. So yeah, I am so impressed. It is exactly how he described it, and you know, look at it, it's just gorgeous. So yeah, I am not really a patterned trouser person. I have tried patterned trousers in the past, but I never reach for them. I tend to prefer plain trousers and then a patterned top. So yeah, I'm sticking with the solid fabrics for trousers. And then I just think I'll use them a lot more in my wardrobe, but I'd like to make another pair, absolutely. So that's going to be very quickly made up. And then I also got some of this cotton jersey from Northern Monkey Makes, and it's just gorgeous. They've got this in 3 colours, but this colour was very nearly sold out, so I bought myself a metre. It's just this here, look. I mean, how incredible is that? It's beautiful. It's just like this wacky psychedelic design in lilac and purple. It's just gorgeous. So I've got a metre of this, and I know somebody else, when she sees this, is going to go mad, which is Tamlin. Obviously, she will go mad when she sees this, because this is her kind of thing. But I only got a metre because I want to make the Naya t-shirt. I plan to make 2 or 3 Naya t-shirts in the next month just a plain black and white one. I think I might have mentioned that last week. I haven't got around to it yet. I have cut them out. I've just not sewn them up, and they don't take long. So, but I wanted to make a patterned one as well. So I love this. So I've got myself a metre of that to make a nair. And then I did a little Fabric Godmother purchase because I love Fabric Godmother. I think they're probably one of my favourite online stores, if I'm honest. And I might have mentioned a while ago that Bronte had asked me to make Layla a sort of purple lilac-y dress because she loves that colour as well. And with her red hair, lilac really suits her. So I've been looking for some nice lilac child appropriate fabric, not childlike fabric, but appropriate for children. And it's actually been really hard because a lot of the designs that I've seen have been very adult, really. So, and I didn't want a novelty print. Anyway, Fabric Godmother came up with the goods, what can I say? And she had this in stock, which is a beautiful cotton with these sort of like dobby embroidery bits on. I think they're just, it's lovely, it's really nice. And I bought 1.5 meters of this to make Layla a nice sort of flouncy dress for when we go to Portugal in May. And I think it'll be lovely. It's been, I'm sorry it's all creased, but I've pre-washed this, so it's ready to go. And I just need to choose a pattern, but I think that's really pretty and will just look lovely in a little dress for my gorgeous granddaughter. So also while I was on Fabric Godmother's site, I picked up this check seersucker fabric because as soon as I saw it in these shades, I thought this will be perfect as a little play suit for my holiday. So I got this one and it's in these beautiful ice cream shades. Gorgeous for holidays and summer. It screams summer to me, it does this. I think I got myself 2 meters of it to, as I say, just make a little play suit. Don't know what pattern yet. These are my colours, these pastel-y sort of colours, really. They work really well with my skin tone. And yeah, that's going to be made up next month, I think. I just need to choose a suitable pattern. So if you have any ideas of nice little sort of play suit patterns that you've tried, or you know somebody who has tried them and they're really, really good patterns, then please let me know. I've got a couple sort of in my mind, but I'd love to hear other ideas as well. So yeah, love that one. And then this I really couldn't resist. She had some jacquard fabrics on, and I've got quite a few jacquard fabrics in my stash already, and it wasn't something I was looking for. But when I saw this one, I just thought, oh, I have to get it. And the plan is to make myself a pair of shorts. I am really fancying the Esther shorts by Tessuti patterns. I've never made them, but I love that pattern. I've seen lots of amazing versions of it. I will put a photo up so you know the pattern that I'm talking about. But yeah, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous design. And I have wanted to make them for years, actually. And I'm getting to the point where I'm going to feel a bit more comfortable wearing shorts, particularly on holiday. So when I saw this fabric, I thought that would make up an amazing pair of Esther shorts, just with like a little white shirt tucked in or tied at the front. I think that would be gorgeous. So I had to get myself 1.5 meters of this as well. I mean, look at it. Just look at it. It's gorgeous. So obviously this is a fairly structured fabric, so it will work well for shorts. It's got metallic fibres in there, and yeah, it's super. I mean, it doesn't feel very soft on the back. Well, when I say it's soft, it's not scratchy, but it's ribbed on the back. So I might line them, but I just think this is so gorgeous. I love these shades of pink. And as I say, I think as a pair of structured shorts, just with a plain white little shirt on top, tanned legs. I'll have to use fake tan because my legs don't tan. But I just think that will look gorgeous. What do you think? Let me know. So you might also notice that I haven't done a Beyond the Pink Door unboxing this month. Sad face. The reason why is because I didn't get my box. Yeah, it just went completely AWOL, and I had to get in touch with Andrea, bless her. It's the last thing she needs, isn't it, when she's in the middle of a huge move? But I gave it, you know, everybody got theirs on the Saturday, more or less in the UK, and mine didn't turn up. And then by the Wednesday, I still had nothing. And I was reading posts in the Facebook group of people saying that they thought everybody had got their boxes now, and I thought, I've still not got mine. And I wasn't able to watch any of the unboxings either because I didn't want to spoil the surprise. So I got in touch with Andrea and said, because I checked the tracking and it just said that it was still waiting for the parcel from Andrea. And so I got in touch with Andrea and just asked if she could do something from her end to look into it. And bless her, she got in touch with me straight away and said, look, I'm just going to send you another box out. She said, this happens every month, apparently, at least to one person. And fortunately, this month it was my turn. So bless her, I didn't expect that. I just thought she might have been able to chase the tracking. But anyway, she did. She sent me another box out. I received it last week, opened it, loved the fabric. And I didn't bother doing an unboxing because I thought, what's the point now? You'll have seen them all anyway, because everybody else had done theirs and had them out for at least a week. So the original box that she sent me still hasn't turned up, so I don't know where that went, but at least I got my box and all is well in the world of Beyond the Pink Door. So I think that's probably about it for today. Today is Thursday as I am filming this, but I wanted to get it done so that I can get it out first thing tomorrow, because I've just had a busy week and I'm going to be busy tomorrow as well and probably won't get much opportunity to film. So I thought I'd take the opportunity while I've got the day off work today to film this for you and get a little bit more content out, a bit more consistency. I think that's the phrase, isn't it? So plans for the next week, I am seeing Judy tomorrow night, which is lovely. I'm going to go around, we're going to have tea together. And then Saturday, I am going out with some friends to York for the day. We're having well, the social little get together, I think is the phrase. So I'm looking forward to that, although it's going to be a little bit bittersweet because the last time I did that, I was with my gorgeous Northern Soul sisters a few weeks ago. So, and they're not going to be there. So that's going to be strange. But anyway, yeah, that's going to be good. Looking forward to that. And I'm going to wear my Anza jumpsuit for that. Really looking forward to wearing it. And then Sunday, we're going to go and see Isaac, my son, who is over in Manchester at university because it's his 21st birthday on Monday. And yeah, I am really nervous about that because I haven't got him anything. How bad a mother am I? Do you know what? He has got no idea what he wants at all. And we've been asking him since Christmas and he just doesn't know. And I don't want to just give him money because he'll just spend it. He'll just run through his fingers and spend it on rubbish. And, you know, it's his 21st birthday. So, you know, we can't even have like a party for him. I mean, do 21-year-olds want to have parties with the parents anyway? I don't think they do they? But we can't even do that because he's not at home. So I think we are going to probably book him driving lessons because he's not driving yet, bless him. Because when he turned sort of 17, 18, we were going through COVID and it wasn't even on the cards at that point. And then last year when we tried to get him a driving instructor while he was home, they were just booked up still from the outcome of COVID, if that makes sense. So we couldn't do it. So this year we're a bit more on the ball and I'm thinking of getting him driving lessons. So that's going to be his 21st birthday present. But as it stands, when we go and see him on Sunday, he's just going to get a card, which is a bit sad. We were looking at going out for a meal somewhere, but it's Mother's Day. And I've asked him to have a look into somewhere nice and he's never got back to me because he's a 21-year-old boy, man, you know, the like. So I don't know what will happen regarding that. We might end up in McDonald's for Mother's Day. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah. So that's my weekend. So I don't know what I'm going to be getting on with sewing wise. I have cut out actually another pattern. I've cut out now I have to remember this because some of the pattern names of some of these American indie, this one isn't even American, but some of the, you know, the indie companies, a lot of them are in America, that don't do paper patterns and just do PDFs. Some of the names that they name their patterns are just bizarre to me. But anyway, this is a Pattern Emporium pattern and I think it's called the Walk Boldly Pants. It is a favourite of Cara's. And I know Angela, Devon Threadtails, was asking about this kind of style the other day, and I've got the pattern, so I mentioned it to her, so I think she was going to go look at it. But they are a knit pant pattern. Again, a wide leg with an elasticated waist, but I think it's a fairly flat elasticated, if that, it's not gathered into an elasticated waist, if that makes sense. So I'm having a go at that. I have cut the pattern out of some navy ponte. I don't know if this pattern's going to suit me. I'm not generally a knit pant person, and I know that there is the Protea Pants by Tammy Handmade, but oh lordy, that would not suit me at all. So that's not one that I would go for. But this one I thought, do you know what, I'll try it and see. So I've got that cut out. I don't feel inspired to sew it up at the minute, I'll be honest, but as it's cut out and on my cutting table, I think I need to just bite the bullet and do it. So I think that's probably going to get sewn up at some point over the next week or so. And then I know that I still haven't filmed my March plans vlog yet. I don't think I'm going to get around to it, to be honest. I've got a few things on the list that I want to do, but you know, we're already the 7th of March, 8th of March, and yeah, I don't know. So I think I'm just going to see what happens and not put any pressure on myself. I am taking part in Sew Frugal. So the Sew Frugal challenge that is being run by my lovely friends Sam and Ruan is ongoing as we speak in March. Yes, in March. And I am going to take part in that. I have got my pattern picked out and I have got my fabric picked out already. So yeah, I'm excited to chat to you about that. My vlog for that will be out next Friday, I think it is. I think it's the 15th. And I was thinking about Sew Yellow Ferendo as well, because that's the other big sewing challenge that's on this month, isn't it? And I'll be honest, ordinarily yellow is probably the last colour I would want to sew. But I do know that the whole premise of this challenge is that you don't have to just be top to toe in solid yellow, that it can be just a little bit of a hint of yellow somewhere in the pattern of your fabric would be absolutely fine. So I am going to take part in that, and I have picked out my fabric. I'm going to make a little top to go with these trousers. Well, maybe not this pair, but definitely the blue pair, or maybe not actually, maybe this pair. I don't know, but one of them anyway, it will go with these trousers. And I've got some of the Lady McElroy Bright Side of Life fabric, I think it's called, the cotton lawn with the lemons on. I'm going to make a little top, I think, and that will fulfill that challenge. So that's on the list. But yeah, otherwise, I think I'm just going to see how the month transpires. And then next month, it is going to be sewing for our holiday, because I've got a few bits and pieces that Bronte wants me to sew for Layla. So that is going to probably be on the cards in April, alongside with a couple of bits for myself as well. But we'll talk more about that later on in the month. Right, I'm going to leave it there, guys, because I've rabbited on again for ages. But I hope you've enjoyed today's vlog, and have a great weekend, and I will be back with you really soon. Take care. Bye.